when we use this language of sustainable fashion, what we end up doing is communicating to people that the only thing that they need to do is do that Google search, as you just said, Amy. They need to just find out which one, a product that is, quote, sustainable, and then avoid the ones that aren't, quote, sustainable. There are two big problems with that. One is that, as you know very well, nobody's regulating this word sustainable. And so now, especially as people have become more aware of the climate crisis, of the social issues embedded in the fashion supply chain, there is a customer base that is very interested in that. And some companies have just jumped onto this, in what we would classically call greenwashing. So it's very hard, just from a factual matter, to separate out what is truly reducing impact and what is just kind of a marketing scheme. And that's the first part that's challenging. But the second part, which is where I get to really, there is no such thing as sustainable fashion, is we're not growing trees here. There isn't a product out there that truly has zero negative impact. And so, and of course, the biggest driver, and this is the most important part, the biggest driver of how much impact is reduced is how many times you are wearing the product. And so that's why there is no such thing as sustainable fashion. That's what I'm trying to drive at, is what really matters most. And I think, there's one other component, is has historically been a real element of access to this, quote, sustainable fashion, where it ends up being financially out of reach for many people. And so it becomes this thing that only if you have the resources can you shop, quote, sustainably. That is just not accurate to the facts, because it's ultimately, as I said, how many times are we wearing a garment? And so that was really what I'm trying to drive at when I say there's no such thing as sustainable fashion, is when we use those words, it ends up being about just choosing which product, when the real heart of the question is, what is my relationship to this product? Am I going to be wearing it, for a long time to come?